Hello, Aries. This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your love and life reading, focusing on the second half of September, September 16th through the 30th. This is a general reading, Aries, so it's not going to resonate with every single person. Please do take from it whatever makes sense for you, release the rest. And if you are interested in a personal private reading, all of that info is down below in the description box. I will also have a list of all of the card decks that I typically use for my card readings. All right, guys, so let's get started, Aries. This first deck is the Guardian Angel Tarot card deck by Radley Valentine. So I wanted to grab a focus message from it to start off. And let's take a look and see how this all unfolds for you for the second half of the month. So angels and spirit guides for Aries, please. Please bring forward a focus message for Aries at this time. Let me go ahead and fan this out and choose one. We do have the Two of Thought coming through here. This is the equivalent of the Two of Swords in traditional tarot. So this card reads, your angels have noticed that you're not moving forward. You have multiple options that you're reviewing, and you seem to be unable to choose. Ask your angels for signs as to what direction to take, or just listen to your own inner voice. Deep down, you know what to do. Wow, hope you guys can see that. Perhaps there's something, Aries, that has been troubling you where you feel as though you know that you've got choices to make, but you just can't seem to make them. You know, part of the energy of the Two of Thought, which I had mentioned is the Two of Swords, is that there is a stalemate energy coming from that. So let's see how the other cards complement this particular message as the reading unfolds. Okay, so grabbing from the Lover's Oracle deck, my heart-shaped Lover's Oracle deck, let's take a look and see for an additional focus message for you, Aries. Let's take a look and see what else comes through. Go ahead and grab one. This card reads a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. That's beautiful. So somebody more than likely that you are in separation from, and perhaps you weren't sure if they still loved you or if they still cared for you. This is coming through to let you know that they're still thinking about you, and yes, they do still love you. Okay? And the other Lover's Oracle deck, which is from Germany, that I just recently received. Let's go ahead and fan this out and grab another one. If you never have a broken heart, you'll never truly learn to love. Isn't that the truth? So let's see how this is going to play itself out for this reading, Aries. Okay, so starting off, guys, with the second half of September with some romance angels, diving right into the love aspect of this reading. So angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. What's going on in love, in romance, in your love connections, guys? Why are you at a stalemate, in separation from somebody that clearly has a lot of love for you? This is why. It's time to release an ex. So there's somebody out there who has a lot of love for you, Aries, but what I'm feeling here is that part of the reason why there are issues arising and that you feel that there is this stalemate energy preventing you from making the right choice is because energetically you are still holding on to an ex, a past relationship that has affected your life greatly, I'm sure, but that time has come to clear their energy. It's time. Okay, so that's coming through. That's part of the problem. That's part of the reason for that stalemate from that Two of Thought, that Two of Swords. And it's interesting as this card reads, if you never have a broken heart, you'll never truly learn to love. You know, and perhaps you already know this. Perhaps it is your ex that did break your heart, but it's just been very difficult for you to move on, to move forward. Okay? But it's time, and perhaps that's what's preventing this person who has such intense love for you from coming into the 3D, because your ex's energies are engulfing your thought process at the moment, maybe. What else, please, for Aries? Angels and spirit guides. What else do we need to know at this time? Unrequited love. It's time to let them go because they've had a change of heart. And it's confirming for you, Aries, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I can't help but feel that you already know this, but it's still preventing you from making the right choice of moving forward, of moving on and finding love elsewhere. And there is somebody that's coming through here letting you know that they have so much love for you. Perhaps you're not recognizing this because you are still focused on an ex partnership. Finances and career are also being represented in this reading. So if you've been having some financial issues and challenges, money's been tight, perhaps you've had issues at work and it's starting to affect your life, your love life, and just life in general, that is coming through here as well. What else, please, for Aries for the second half of September? Wedding. Okay, so for some of you guys, your ex might have been somebody that you were married to. This could have been your spouse, or at this point your ex-spouse, but you're having a very difficult, truly a difficult time, Aries, releasing their energies. This could also be representing the fact that once you are truly able to let them go, and I don't really mean in the physical sense, but this is coming through as somebody that you're not with, you're in separation from this person, but there still might be hope in your heart for reconciliation. But what's coming through for me is that they've moved on and it's time for you to do the same. And by doing so, you might actually welcome love back into your life from somebody else that has a lot of love for you, as I mentioned, and they may actually be your future spouse. So for some of you guys, there might actually be a second wedding in your future if you're willing to entertain that and move on away from what has hurt you in the past from this ex relationship. And it's so fitting how this is the bottom card. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, and part of that respect that you have to show yourself is to move on and release somebody that has clearly had a change of heart and they have moved on themselves. You know, we have separation coming through as well. So no doubt about it, you are in separation from somebody, more than likely this ex, Aries, that you still feel energetically drawn to. It's pretty intense here. So let's grab some twin flame shadows, because I feel there's a lot going on beneath the surface that you might not even be aware of in regard to your ex, in regard to the challenges that are overshadowing this whole situation. So let's take a look at that. This is the Twin Flame Shadows by Mystic Moon, tapping into the shadows of a situation. So angels and spirit guides for Aries, please bring it forward for me. What else do we need to know at this time? What is in the shadows for Aries in regard to this love connection? What is beneath the surface? What is being hidden from you? What is it that you're not aware of at this time? There is that disillusioned energy coming through there. You know, whenever we feel disillusioned, it's an element of being dissatisfied or defeated in your expectations, or something that you keep hoping for and it's just not transpiring. Perhaps that is why it's been so difficult for you to release your ex, because you keep hoping for them to come back to you. But I'm telling you right now, Aries, what's coming through in this reading is that they have moved on. They don't want to come back. You know, they've had a change of heart. They are coming through letting you know that they feel there's not enough attraction or chemistry for this relationship to have a second go of it. This is the card after disillusion. We have fixated. Part of that fixated energy is just coming forward with that toxic energy, that very unhealthy fixation towards someone or something. For those of you who are in this fixated space, I do feel, Aries, some of you guys might have been either drinking too much, self-medicating is what I'm feeling there. Completely fixated on an ex is what I'm feeling here. Can't seem to move on, can't seem to move away from thinking that there is still hope of reconciling with this individual. What's coming through here is that they hurt you, they broke your heart. And going back to the description of that Two of Thought, it does say your angels have noticed that you're not moving forward. You have multiple options that you're reviewing and you seem to be unable to choose. Ask your angels for signs as to what direction to take, or just listen to your own inner voice. Deep down, you know what to do. You do, Aries. You do know what to do, but you're not doing it. You're not taking that step to get things moving. Let's see what else. What else is in the shadows of this connection? This is ultimately what you need to do, is walk away. And if you've already walked away physically from your ex, I do feel, as I had indicated, energetically in your heart, you have not walked away. That's what is preventing you from finding true happiness in your life in regard to a new love potential that wants to come in for you. There's this repelled energy coming through as well. I'm tapping into your ex's energy from that card. They're no longer interested in reconnecting. There's this repelled energy to where they're almost repelled at the thought of reconciliation, of coming back to you. That's not what they're wanting. So if you are still fixated on the hope that you guys are ultimately going to work through the challenges and that you can ultimately work through this and get back together, I don't see that happening here. We do have insecure energy. I pretty much tap into divine feminine energy from this card, but of course it doesn't have to be. But typically I do tap into divine feminine energy from that. So whoever is identifying with that insecure energy, it's either you, Aries, or the person you're thinking about for this reading. But for this particular message coming through, I do feel, Aries, that you are in a space of insecurity as a result of what went down between you and your ex. But they've had a change of heart. They're no longer in that space of wanting to come back. I know that this is so specific, but that is what's coming through here for me. So let's grab some psychic tarot to add to this, guys. So angels and spirit guides, what else do we need to know for Aries at this time? For the second half of the month. What else, please, in regard to love, in regard to life? What else do we need to know at this time? We do have solitude, which is the Hermit card in traditional tarot. It's coming up reversed here, guys. For some of you, Aries, you might be thinking of a Virgo for this particular reading. The Hermit in reverse is loneliness and isolation, somebody who's lost their way. So I can't help but tap into your energies here, Aries, that you truly have lost your way and you're having a difficult time making a decision here to get out of that stalemate energy. That is what I'm feeling from that. And that you are very lonely. You are in separation from somebody that you have a lot of love for. You still care for them. But at the end of the day, you need to love yourself more. You need to love yourself enough to get out of that space of hoping for this person to come back, because I feel that they've had a change of heart. They are actually repelled at the thought of thinking about coming back. That is not what they want. So, especially for my divine feminines tuning in, there is that disillusioned energy of hoping for something to manifest, but it's just not happening. And then there's that fixated energy of just focusing so much on something that you're wanting, but it's just, again, not happening. It's just not happening. What else, please, for Aries for the second half of September, please, angels and spirit guides? We now have the Chariot, okay? It does say triumph in the upright, but it is coming up reversed here. Some of you guys might actually be thinking of a Cancer for this reading. The Chariot in reverse, lack of control, lack of direction, and there's that aggressive type energy as well. Again, I'm tapping into your own energies here, Aries. There is that lack of direction, feeling very insecure, wanting something so badly, completely fixated on it, but there is that disillusioned energy that what it is that you're focusing on is just not possible to transpire the way that you are wanting, the way that you are possibly fantasizing it to unfold. It's just not going to go in that direction, especially in regard to this ex. It's so fitting, again, if you never have a broken heart, you'll never truly learn to love. I feel that your ex did break your heart. They have hurt you, but you do have to heal from that and release their energy. Walk away from it completely, not only in the physical, not only in the 3D, but in the 5D as well. Walk away, release it. That will bring you the love that you are looking for. What else, please, for Aries? Angels and spirit guides. We do have that Three of Wands, partnerships and alliances, fire energy. So this is your own energy here, guys. As you can see, this is the number 3. So there are 3 people here. You, Aries, your ex, and somebody that wants to come in to love you. The question is, who is it that you ultimately want to come back into your life? Of course, what I'm feeling for some of you is that you want your ex back, but your ex doesn't want to come back. That's part of what I'm feeling here. But there is somebody vibrationally that's coming through here that loves you. But what I'm feeling here for you, Aries, is that you're receiving love from this person energetically, and it's not the person that you want. The person that I feel you're wanting is your ex. But part of the energy of that Three of Wands is the ability to look ahead. And things will ultimately grow in your life really quickly once you get out of that fixated and disillusioned headspace and truly look at what's happening in front of you. And part of what's happening in front of you is that there is unrequited love here between you and your ex. They're no longer interested in coming back. But there is happiness and love that wants to come in still. Yeah, it's time to move on. That is the Six of Swords. For some of you, you might be thinking of an air sign, a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. But yeah, it's time to move on. That is part of that energy. It's a transition that you need to go through. That is ultimately what is going to get you out of this space, this very negative, unproductive, unhealthy, fixated state that you are in. You know, I feel, if you look at this card, there's a dark side and there's a light side. I feel that currently, vibrationally, this is where you're at. You have the ability to walk through to the light that will offer you the enlightenment that you are needing, because right now I feel that your headspace might kind of be in a little bit of a dark headspace, to where you're coming through with that very insecure energy, not having positive self-esteem to see that you are deserving of love. You know, this is truly what needs to happen first in order for progress to be made moving forward. Look at this bottom card. We do have that throat chakra. So I feel here, guys, that there's a lot that needs to be said. There's a lot that isn't being said. A lot of things that need to be expressed that you just haven't had the chance to get it off your chest, Aries, you know? So that's actually a really perfect transition for our next phase of this reading. So let's go ahead and get this dialogue officially started. So let's grab some. Let's grab some twin flame messages from Mystic Moon. I'm geared to use volume 1 here. You don't have to identify with a twin flame connection, although some of you do. I do feel that there are those of you who identify more with a soulmate connection, and that's okay. And I'm not going to attach any gender to these cards. It's really for anybody, not just specifically for divine feminine or masculine. Whoever resonates with these messages, take from it what makes sense for you. You certainly don't have to resonate with each and every card that comes through here. Whatever resonates with you and fits, then that's what's meant for you. All right, so let's take a look here, Aries, and let's see who needs to speak up here. Okay, this card reads, I'm in a much better headspace now. Perhaps this is you. Or perhaps this is where you're headed. You know, because this is somebody who is not in a good headspace. This is somebody who is completely obsessed with something or someone, just in a very unhealthy, toxic space. And look at the card, bottom of the deck. I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. That's good. I'm tapping into your own energies from that, Aries. I think you're ready, you know, or will be ready to face the truth of what is happening here. You know, releasing your fears that if you were to fully let go, that you may not ever find love again. Nothing could be further from the truth, because I'm already feeling here that there's somebody that's coming through that actually has a lot of love for you. Perhaps you have failed to acknowledge this person's presence, but they're coming through letting you know that they love you dearly. You just have to open up your heart, open up your eyes to the possibility of new love coming in for you once you release what belongs in the past. Look at this card right after that. How could you still love me after all I've done? You know, whoever is resonating with this particular message, I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Somebody loves you. So there's somebody out there who loves you, Aries. But what I'm feeling here is that it's just not the person that you love. And perhaps this is you coming through with this message saying, you know, how could you still love me after all I've done? In that you're not focused on them, you're focused on your ex. So basically, you're rejecting this person who's trying to come forward with the type of love that you actually need, but you're just possibly failing to recognize that that's what it is they want to offer to you. Wow. All right, I feel like grabbing some additional messages. Let's grab the Unspoken Messages deck by Waite Tarot. This is volume 1. Let's see what else needs to come through here for you, Aries. Who else needs to speak up here? You know, this throat chakra is coming through. That tells me that there is a blockage in communication. More than likely your energies here, Aries, that's preventing you from speaking up or speaking the truth to yourself or to your ex or the person that is coming through with a lot of love for you. Let's see what else comes through here. What else, please, for Aries for the second half of September? Whoa. Look at this. I won't chase you. Your ex, they're not interested. They're not going to come back, I feel, Aries. And if you're wanting them to, quote unquote, chase you, it's not going to happen. And this person who has love for you, this other person that's coming through in this reading who has a lot of love for you, they're not going to chase you either. You have to make a decision for yourself what it is that you want. You know, that's part of that stalemate energy. That Two of Thought is the Two of Swords. A choice has to be made, but there is a stalemate that is preventing you from making any choice. So neither of these people, either your ex or this other person who has a lot of love for you, that's possibly keeping their distance, neither of them will chase you, because it ultimately falls on your lap, Aries, to make a decision for yourself. Look at this bottom card. The passion is strong. This person has a lot of passion for you. It could potentially be a very passionate connection, but you have to open your heart to the possibility of that type of love coming in for you, Aries, from someone aside from who you are fixated on. And the person that you're fixated on at the moment, Aries, is your ex. And I feel that they have moved on, just moved on, possibly to another relationship. And part of that disillusioned energy is that you're hoping that someday you guys can reconnect. And that is not what I'm feeling here. You know, you walked away physically, but I feel you need to walk away emotionally as well. That's not easy, I know, but it's what needs to be done here in order for you to move forward and welcome in new opportunities in love and in your life. Okay, so let's move on, Aries. Let's grab some Infinity Oracle from Waite Tarot. Angels and spirit guides for Aries, please. What else do we need to know at this time for the second half of September? Please bring it forward for me, please. All right. What else, please, for Aries for the second half of the month? Healing love. Healing love is what you can bring to yourself by healing your own heart. And also this person who wants to come in to just love you. That is the type of love that you are needing, Aries, that will actually heal your heart if you allow them to come in. And look at this bottom of the deck. That card reads the soul calling, life purpose. That is what that relationship could potentially offer you. It is a potential soulmate that wants to come in for you and love you the way you deserve to be loved, Aries, but you need to allow that to happen. That ultimately is what's going to heal your soul, your heart. You have to break free from not only your ex, but from your stalemate energy from that Two of Swords. Okay? So let's add to this with some signs from Spirit Love Oracle by Mystic Moon. What else, please, for Aries, angels, and spirit guides? What else, please, for Aries for the second half of the month? What else, please, for Aries, angels, and spirit guides? You see that? Cupid, love and desire. You have the potential, Aries, to find love again, but you need to break free from the past. You need to release your attachments from an ex that truly has moved on. They have moved on, but so can you. You know, that's a part of that walking away energy, finding a better direction for yourself. You'll find love again. I feel that. But you need to realize that as well. For some of you, as I had mentioned, there's a second marriage that has the potential of coming in for you in the future, but don't block it from coming in. Release your ex. Let's grab some more. What else, please, for Aries? Angels and spirit guides, please bring it forward. Okay, what do we have? Yeah, look at this card. Gray, depressed, detached, unemotional. I can't help but feel that part of your ex's energies is entwined in that. I feel, Aries, that it is you, that it's you that is in this depressed headspace, but it is your ex who's actually detaching and very unemotional towards what's going on with you, you know, because they have moved on. This is unrequited love. This is somebody who has had a change of heart. So it's very understandable if that is the case, and if you're resonating with that, that you would be depressed because you still care for them. You still have love for your ex. And that is what's preventing you from finding the type of happiness that wants to come in for you from this other person that loves you. And I get that this is such a specific storyline, but that is what's coming through here, guys. Look at this card. 999 is actually a really nice card coming forward. If you happen to be seeing this number a lot, it's grabbing your attention here. So you got to pay attention. It says profound lessons are at hand. Completion of a cycle is near. Allow it to complete, Aries. You're standing in the way of completion of this cycle. You're standing in your own way of progress in your life, and especially in regard to your romantic connections. Allow those things to unfold naturally, and you'd be surprised as to the direction that your life will suddenly take. What's challenging you at this time doesn't have to be a challenge. Allow that completion to happen. It's a part of the cycle and the part of the journey that you're on at the moment, you know. But if you're blocking progress from happening and you're in this place of fixation and being disillusioned, and you've got it set in your head that this is the person you want your ex back, and that's it, that is actually preventing you from finding what it is that you need, what it is that is deserving of your time, of your heart, of your very presence, Aries. So don't stand in your own way and allow that love to come in from this other person, because it's not going to come from your ex. Not feeling it from your ex, okay? And as painful as that may be, because I know that for some of you guys, you still have a lot of love for this person, I can't help but tap into the fact that they've moved on. They have moved on. Okay? So let's grab some healing messages to add to this. Angels and spirit guides for Aries, please. second half of September. Please bring it forward for me. Some additional healing messages for my Aries, please. Grab this bottom card. Unbelievable. This came through. What was the other reading? I think this came through for Sagittarius, but I'm not sure. But if you're a cross watcher and if you happen to be thinking of a Sagittarius, I believe this came through as well. You know, walking away is retreating from a situation, finding a different direction for yourself, backing off away from this connection. It's time, you know. So I do feel for those of you guys who've already walked away physically in the 3D, I do feel the 5D, you guys are still connecting, or you're still wanting to connect with your ex in that way, and that's actually preventing you from being with your soulmate, your true soulmate. This is somebody that I feel is meant to come into your life and love you the way you deserve to be loved. Look at this message, you know, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. You know, so there's somebody out there who's coming through as your soulmate, Aries, and this is how they feel about you. But what I'm feeling here as well is that this is how you're feeling about your ex. And the only way to resolve that truly at this point is to get out of this Two of Swords energy. Make a decision that would better your life, that would better the situation here. Walk away, both 5D and 3D. Complete the process. Allow it to come to completion. Don't stand in the way of making progress here. You have a soulmate who wants to come in to love you in the 3D. If you'll give them the opportunity to do that, to heal your heart, you know, to offer you that type of healing love that you are so in need of, you know. So not only do we have a soulmate connection, you know, that this soulmate is calling you in to their life. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Everybody's got their own free will, Aries, but this is what's coming in for you. There's somebody that simply wants to come in and love you, but you need to love yourself first, and you need to release an ex, as harsh as this sounds, no longer loves you. You know, they're coming forward with repelled energy. They're not interested. And it's time, you know, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Release your ex. Time to move on. Get out of that dark energy and welcome in the light, you know? Okay, so let's close out your reading, guys, with some final thoughts from the guardian angels. So angels and spirit guides for my Aries viewers, some final thoughts, please. There we are. Let me grab this bottom message. Okay. We have encouragement. This card reads, your love is invaluable to the earth and to those around you. Even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others, trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought, or word, you plant a seed of love, and love always generates more love. Trust and continue your loving work. So these are words of encouragement to let you know that once you release this person, energetically anyway, from your life, that there is somebody else that wants to come in to offer you the type of love that you deserve. You got to trust in the process, Aries. Allow this person to express their love to you in the 3D. This is all they want to offer you, you know, to be able to offer you a loving gesture, a thought, or word. They're wanting to plant a seed of love in your life. And the question is, will you allow that to happen? Okay? And finally, we have the star message. Believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. What a beautiful message. And I can't help but tap into this Six of Swords card where it does say love illuminates all things. I feel that you're right here in this dark space. So allow love from this other person to illuminate this side of the equation so that you can fully move on and release your ex and welcome in this other person who just wants to love you. Ultimately, they are your soulmate. You have the potential of marrying your soulmate someday, if that ultimately is something that you see yourself having in the future. But it's coming through here. So you have the potential, Aries, to welcome all of this in. So remove those blockages that are standing in your way of progress, and you can have it all. Okay? So that's where I'm going to leave this reading, guys. I hope whatever part of this resonated with you, however specific, I hope that it did offer you the guidance and clarity that you need at this time. Thank you so much for being here. If you need a private reading, all of that info is down below in the description box, and I will be back very soon, Aries, with more readings. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.